Luka Doncic just joined a club reserved for legends. Before getting hurt, the Lakers star was doing things we haven't seen since the Wilt Chamberlain era. Let's talk about what Luka Doncic is doing right now, because it's honestly getting ridiculous. After missing 3 games with a sprained finger and leg contusion, the Lakers superstar flew to Memphis separately to rejoin his team and promptly dropped 44 points on the Grizzlies. Just another casual Friday night for someone who's apparently decided to rewrite the record books this season. This wasn't just any 44-point performance either. It marked Doncic's 3rd consecutive game scoring 40 or more points to start the season, following opening night's 43-point explosion against Golden State and a 49-point masterpiece against Minnesota. That puts him in some seriously rarefied air, the only player in NBA history besides Wilt Chamberlain to achieve this feat. And Chamberlain did it twice, going 7 straight in 1962-63 and 5 straight in 1961-62, because apparently that era was just built different. The Lakers rallied from a 15-point second-half deficit to claim a 117-112 victory over Memphis in their first NBA Cup group play game. And while the comeback was impressive, it was Doncic's individual brilliance that stole the headlines. When you're putting up numbers that make people immediately think of Chamberlain, you know you're doing something special. The historic numbers keep piling up for Doncic. Here's where things get even more absurd. Through 3 games, Doncic has accumulated 136 points, joining an exclusive trio with Chamberlain and Michael Jordan as the only players to score 125 or more in their first 3 games of a season. Jordan accomplished it in 1986-87, which means we're talking about a list that includes literally 2 of the greatest scorers who ever lived, and now Doncic. His 45.3 points per game average through 3 contests also makes him the first Lakers player since Kobe Bryant in 2007 to average 45 or more over any 3-game span. That's the kind of company that makes you pause and reconsider what you're witnessing. We're not just watching a hot streak, we're watching someone operate on a level that rarely appears in the modern NBA. But Doncic isn't just scoring. Against Memphis, he led the Lakers with 12 rebounds and 6 assists, showing he can impact the game in multiple ways, even when his primary focus is getting buckets. The all-around performance suggests this isn't just some one-dimensional scoring binge. It's a complete takeover by a player who's found another gear. When asked if he could become the only player besides Chamberlain to average 40 points for an entire season, Doncic remained realistic about the challenge ahead. Defenses will adjust, double teams will increase, and some nights the shots just won't fall. He even admitted to taking 3 or 4 terrible shots against Memphis that happened to go in, acknowledging that sustained success requires better shot selection. Austin Reaves held things down during Doncic's absence. While Doncic was sidelined, Reaves stepped into the spotlight and absolutely delivered. He averaged 40 points on 50% shooting with 10 assists, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.3 steals across those 3 games, keeping the Lakers competitive while both Doncic and LeBron James dealt with injuries. That's the kind of performance that announces you're more than just a role player. Reaves suggested after the Minnesota game that averaging 40 for the season wasn't outside Doncic's capabilities, a comment that drew a playful response from the star himself. But after watching Doncic work against Memphis, it's hard to argue with Reaves' assessment. When you're consistently putting up these kinds of numbers against playoff-caliber competition, anything feels possible. Against the Grizzlies, Reaves started slowly but finished as the Lakers' second leading scorer with 21 points, shaking off a rough 2-for-9 start to contribute when it mattered most. He also praised Doncic's ability to get the team off to hot starts, noting that the superstar leads the league in first-quarter scoring with a 13-point average. When you can build early leads like that, it changes the entire complexion of games. The supporting cast is stepping up. The Lakers got significant contributions from several players beyond their 2 leading scorers. Marcus Smart returned to the starting lineup after missing 2 games with a quad injury and immediately made his presence felt with 12 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. His defensive energy helped spark the comeback after Memphis built that substantial lead. Jake LaRavia added 13 points, 5 rebounds and 3 steals against his former team, providing exactly the kind of depth scoring that championship contenders need. When you've got multiple guys capable of stepping up on any given night, it makes you significantly harder to defend. DeAndre Ayton contributed 9 points on efficient 4 for 6 shooting in the first half before middle back spasms forced him to the locker room at halftime. He didn't return for the second half, though coach J.J. Redick indicated the big man could have played if needed in the fourth quarter. The fact that Los Angeles held on without him speaks to their depth and resilience. The Lakers face the Miami Heat on Sunday, giving Doncic another opportunity to extend his historic scoring streak. Whether he reaches 40 again or not, what he's accomplished through 3 games has already cemented this start as one of the most impressive individual stretches in recent NBA history. Marcus Smart tried to capture it with a made-up word, fantasticness, and honestly, that might be the most accurate description available. Sometimes you need to invent new language to describe what you're witnessing.